Good morning. It is 5 a.m. I could not sleep at all last night after saying to Yasser, I can easily sleep. As you can see from my puffy face, I was up a lot last night. Still managed to get 2 hours of REM though. And the cool thing is my Whoop says I'm still at 85%, although respiratory rate highly elevated, which is down to the altitude and going up the mountain. So anyway, I thought I'll come out because I said to the lady at the gym that we're going to that we wouldn't be there till 7 a.m. So I don't want to get up fast for 2 hours and then go to the gym. So I let this car go. I just walked around the corner to 7-Eleven. US is so good. I've got Quaker Oats, apples and cinnamon, Quaker Oats, blueberry, and then wait for it, I got a couple Rice Krispie squares. So that'll allow me to have the oats now, 70 grams of carbs, and a protein shake. And then I'm gonna do a double session today because we're all in tomorrow from 8:30 in the morning. So I don't really have time unless I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. So I'm gonna do upper and lower. Upper, have a little break, have a Rice Krispie square, maybe a scoop of protein, and then do lower, and then come back. Not much else to do today. Just chilling, relaxing. I can't remember what that song is now, but yeah. So these are the things we have to do. Get a really good night's sleep tonight. Because the Mastermind is full day tomorrow. Two of the Quaker Oats. Save these for training, or one of them is Yasser's, so I'll give that to Yasser. I packed all my vitamins from Supplement Needs into these cases, so they pretty much fall into AM, PM. Health supplements, multivitamins, saw palmetto, digestive, calcium, Provaron for the TRT, telmartasan, metformin up there, omegas, etc. So that's that. And inside here, what I put was creatine, glutamine, EAAs, electrolytes, marine collagen, collagen peptides. I think that's it. Right guys, so that's it. We wrapped up upper body. We were gonna do, to be honest with you, upper plus legs, but I couldn't handle it. Sometimes, all right, yeah, I couldn't handle it. I'm like, should we just do one set per movement? And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, should we just not do it? But the reality is, I feel sick. I went, and Yasser went quite hard on upper. We both haven't slept that great for the last 2 days. We're both adjusting to the time zone. The reason we came here was to do the Mastermind and to get the most out of that. That's our priority. So sometimes you have to ask yourself, what's your priority? Is it to get a leg workout in on the day that you're supposed to do it? Or could I push that leg workout from Thursday to Sunday and do legs, push, pull when I get back to England, and then go and wrap up today and not be fucked for the Mastermind? And that is the smart thing to do, right? So sometimes listen to yourself. Don't have to go in with a plan. Same thing with work. You might go in with a plan and say, I'm going to work 2 hours today, but you're in the flow and you end up doing 8. Or you might say, I need to do 8, and you're just not feeling great. So you get your 2 done, go off, get yourself outside, take a break. So Anyway, sick gym. I think it's called Elevation Fitness. I'll put the link. If you're ever in Colorado Springs, I definitely recommend it. Old school, spit and sawdust bodybuilding gym. Great atmosphere, country music playing in the background. So that's it for this section. Yes guys, we are at the shops. Just a quick trip just to see if we can get something for our loved ones back home. Obviously we have left them with the kids, left them to do the normal routine while we come out to the US for what ends up being nearly 5 days. So if we can take a little something back just to show them that they were in our thoughts, then happy days. It's a nice thing to do. So. Guys, so we are here for the first part of the Mastermind, which is networking, meeting the other accountants in the group, and an office tour, which is cool. We haven't done that before. It's a really cool government building, so hopefully I'll put some B-roll in of that, where these guys work. So basically there are usually 8 accountancy firms in each pod, I guess you'd call it, or mastermind group. What we've been doing as a UK firm in flying out here is we have the ability to then pick a different group each time, so we can go to different locations. So this group will meet in Colorado 3 times a year, but this is the first time we're coming to this group, if that makes sense. We went to Washington previously to a different group, but each individual group will meet in that area. They might go to a slightly different area of Colorado to, a different accountancy firm within the 8 will host. Probably not explaining this very well, but they'll rotate around hosting. And then that firm is responsible for food, drinks, organisation. So yeah, networking, seeing all the guys, and some of the guys I've met before, so I'm super excited for that. Sharing learnings, what's working, what's not working, just generally reconnecting and networking. Then we're going to do a tour of the office. Then they're going to do a presentation on what's been working for them, what hasn't, what could we learn from them, that kind of thing. And then there's a dinner. So again, some of the biggest lessons I've learned from this so far have just been conversations over dinner. So really looking forward to that too, and seeing what food they've put on for us. So that's it for today. I'll get some shots in the room so you can kind of see what we're up to, who's there, how many people are there, that kind of thing. And then that'll be it for today. I think it'll wrap up probably around 9 o'clock today. Early night, because we've got a full day tomorrow. And we're actually travelling back straight from the Mastermind tomorrow. So I'm going to head back in and I'll see you guys in a bit. Good morning guys, so we're up. Managed to get hold of some melatonin in the supermarket yesterday, so had a really good sleep. Buzzing for today. So we're going to go back to Urban Egg for the 3rd time for that egg white omelette, and the steak on the side, and the quinoa with coconut milk. So we're full up all day because they're having a continental breakfast, which basically means no protein, so forget that. Then we're going to the same place we were last night. It runs today from 8:30 a.m. till about 4 p.m. However, we do have to leave about 2:30 to get to the airport just because of how the flights panned out. So I'll get and capture what's happening through the day for you guys, so you can see the structure of a mastermind. What's the point? Why are we going? Why did we fly all this way? What are we actually doing while we're here? Hopefully that's interesting, it's educational, and it's something that maybe in the video wrap up we could talk about how you could do for free. It doesn't have to be a paid mastermind. It could be something that you get together with a small group of your peers, those businesses in similar industries or the same industry who are at your level or above, and you can help each other out. So that's it for today. Yes guys, we are back in the UK. The last shot I think you would have seen on this vlog would have been in the mastermind room, so I thought it'd be nice to wrap up this vlog with a bit about what we did on the main day. And I would have done this at the mastermind, however, just the way the flights worked out this time, we had to leave about 2:30 straight to the airport. Security at Denver was crazy, super disorganized. So by the time we got through there, got something to eat, managed to get Kieran, my wife, a gift, which I think is thoughtful. Let's see how it goes down. Got her a book, and got onto the plane. I did try and record an outro in the airport with the microphone on. However, it was just so loud with all the announcements, as you can imagine. Should have thought that one through. But yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit now, not for too long, about the mastermind day, and then at the end I will let you know how you can start implementing this in your business, and it doesn't have to actually cost you anything. So if my voice sounds funny, it's because we travelled there and back economy, trying to economize now and set a budget around things that, you know, if I sit on a plane for 10 hours in economy and that ticket costs me £600 instead of £5,000, I can then take that money and put it into an invest bank account. Once that invest bank account gets to 100k, let's say, I can go and buy a rental property, or I can put that into the stock market, or I can go and meet my financial advisor and say, what should we do with this? You know, let's make this money work. So, different mindset at the moment. Maybe we'll go back to flying business class again. It would have been nice, and my voice probably sounds funny because I slept, I think my room said 4 hours, 18 minutes, upright like this in economy, in the middle of two people, Yasser and someone else. But it is what it is. It saved us a lot of money, and it allows us to have the budget then, because we're paying probably all in 8,000 to 10,000 a month for the mastermind, including travel expenses 3 times a year. So if we do go economy, it does save us a lot of money, and we can reinvest that in personal investments or back into the growth of the business. So that aside, I will try to remember everything from the day. So firstly, you go in, we get there, we went to the same egg place again because it was so good. The guys who are hosting put on food, but I found out it was a continental breakfast, which means, translation, no protein. So we went to Urban Egg, I think it was first, for the egg white omelette, the yogurt, Greek yogurt with granola and berries, etc. Which you guys would have seen. Then we got to the campus, which is the location of this accountant's office where they work from. Actually, turns out they don't work from there anymore. They work remotely anyway. All of their team members are working from home. But if they were to meet clients, this is the office they would come into. If they were to do monthly meetups, which they do, or quarterly meetups with the team, this is where they did it. So we had a boardroom there, which you would have seen. And so we had coffee, croissants, they had these little mini muffins, these mini cinnamon rolls, and these like Tim Tams or Tim Bits or something they're called. Anyway, I had one of each because they were so small, and tracked it in MyFitnessPal. That's a separate vlog anyway, but I've tracked everything I've eaten on this trip. Be interesting to weigh in when I get back, but I think if I have gone up in weight, it will literally be water weight, water retention from the plane, because I've managed to stay on track the whole way through, which is excellent, including the ice cream that I had got tracked. So then the first section was a teach section by Rob. Rob is the guy that runs the 8 groups of 8. So he has 8 pods of 8 accountancy firms around the US. This is one of them, based in and around Denver, Colorado Springs specifically. So I may have mentioned this in the previous bit of the video, but it will rotate around the 8 firms. A different one will host every 4 months with the physical meetup for this group. And because we're coming from the UK, we have the privilege of being able to choose different groups out of the 8 groups to go to. So New York might be a nice one to go to next time, for example. And then we get to meet new people, create new connections, learn new things, develop new relationships. So first was just a refresher on why it's so important to know your why. Why are you doing things? And Rob presented 10 to 15 points on ultimately how we can achieve our goals. So that was really focusing everyone's mindset, and then we go around and we discuss those points. Has anyone got any questions? Things like that. The next bit is show up, fess up. So we have to bring our numbers, revenue, profit, cash flow, number of new clients, average hourly rate, which is how much we earn per hour, all hours, and client hours. Has it improved on the last 4-month period? Is it green compared to our target? And we have to spend about 10 minutes talking through our financial performance, any wins, any roadblocks, and sharing that with the rest of the team. So just by listening to other people in the mastermind, we learn what's working. We learn where their wins are, where their roadblocks are. And we're making notes all the time. It's not just a case of the accountability for that person, but everyone else who's listening to that person is learning. There's literally 1 or 2 points from every single person that you can take away. The next bit was a presentation of the 5 questions, the 5 big questions. I'll try and get those put up on the screen, along with the template for the previous bit I was talking about, so you can see what I'm getting at. But one of the questions, basically it's called business by design. And as business owners, it's really, really easy for us to get into business, get on the hamster wheel, keep moving, and before we know it, we have a business that doesn't work for us. It isn't giving us freedom. It's not generating a ton of money. It's not allowing us to impact as many people as we'd like to, but it's very, very hard to reverse out of that. So it's so important on a regular basis you actually write down in a structured way what you want your business to look like, and then you compare where you're at now to what you would like it to look like, and set some actions to start moving from here to here. For example, what kind of clients would you actually love to work with? What size are they? What fees are they paying you? What are their characteristics? What do you love about working with them? How are you adding massive value to them? And now if you have a client base, and I'm sure probably a majority of those clients don't fit your ideal client criteria, what are you going to do? Are you going to resign from working with some of those clients? Are you going to raise the fees to almost force them to leave in the medium term? What steps are you going to take, or are you going to re-educate that client so that they could potentially become one of your ideal clients? So there are 5 questions. One of them was, what do you want your clients to look like? What
of their characteristics at that stage. And each one of the main questions has kind of these 8 to 10 sub-prompts. And the most important thing that I took away from this was not, what do you want your clients to look like? What do you want them not to look like? Not, what do you want to be doing with your business life, which is the first question. What do you want your business life to look like? How many hours are you working? How many holidays are you taking? But what do you not want to be doing? Maybe this is a 10-year vision. We probably went too short term. It's looking long term. In 10 years, I do not want to be sleeping upright in economy for 4 hours. I want to be in first class, sleeping in a flat bed, getting 8 hours of quality sleep, and waking up to a hand-pressed drip coffee, fresh berries, and all the rest of it, right? So I'll put that up on the screen so you can see the questions that we went through in the process, and I might shoot a video. Well, I will shoot a video in a bit more detail. Next section is, I'm sure I've forgotten one of the sections, but I'll pop the bullets up of what we do as well, is the stucks. So everyone goes around with their stucks. I'm stuck on this. I think I could do A, B, or C, but what do you guys think? And then everyone else in the room, including Rob and including Wendy, who works with Rob, he's next in command, will unstick you. Okay, so you bring your biggest stuck. We actually didn't have a stuck this meeting. Everything's going really well, and we worked really hard over the last few weeks to unstick ourselves in terms of attracting, converting, and retaining clients. So we didn't have a stuck. I haven't listened to everyone else's stucks yet because we had to leave for the airport, but I asked someone to put their phone on voice record so I could go and do that. And then the last section is, which you would have seen if you've watched my training about business planning, is filling out your one-page plan for the next 4 months. What are your key projects going to be that are going to drive your key numbers forward? Key numbers are average hourly rate, number of new clients, revenue, profit, cash flow, things like that. So we took that away. We're going to do that on Tuesday because I'm at a networking event on Monday together with Yasser, and then we will have our 3 projects that we're going to focus on for the next 4 months. So one of them is, for example, taking our tax plan product and actually getting it out there to more business owners. It's an AI-driven tax plan. So we ask you as a business owner a number of questions over a sort of 60 to 90 minute call. All of those questions go into this AI software. It will spit out a report, detailed report, prioritizing what you can do to minimize your taxes, things you can do for free, things that might cost some money because they involve some setup and some time, some consultancy time. But also it's looked over by a chartered tax advisor who then writes a summary, puts things in priority order, and checks because, the system may have missed something. This person has 15 years plus of human experience of minimizing tax liability for clients. So that at the moment is just something that's probably, we're able to offer that in batches alongside when Tony Robbins Business Mastery comes through, and people get offered that as a perk of going to Business Mastery. But we would like to get that out to more people so we can have a bigger impact and we can help people, because 99% of business owners, you don't know what you don't know, and they are overpaying tax, and that money could be going back into their business, which you're working so hard for, to enable more growth, more investment, more growth. Or maybe you can take a bit more out of your business and get that step closer to your ideal business life. So that's the layout of the mastermind. Again, I've taken 4, 5, 6 pages of notes, loads of actions, but what I like about this one is it's not overwhelming. I will always highlight 2 to 3 key things that I need to do in the next week, and then take all of my notes, write them up, put them into contextualize them into a project plan alongside the 3 projects, and then we're reset. We've had accountability on our previous performance, we've set financial goals for the next 4 months, we've set the projects that are going to help us achieve those goals, and then we're off. We can go, and in our on the business time, which another takeaway is actually diarise your on the business time. Don't just do it as and when, because it won't get done. Start with maybe a Tuesday morning and a Thursday afternoon. You know, if you work better in the afternoons and focus work, have 2 afternoons or 2 mornings, whatever. That's a day a week. So if it's a 5-day week, that's 20% of your time, which is minimum on the business, and you're working on these projects. And then go to 3 slots, and then 4 slots, and then 5 slots. And eventually you want to be in a situation where you're 60 to 80% on the business. 10 to 20% client work that you choose to do, and the rest is sales and helping your marketing team create marketing content. So hopefully that's helpful, guys. I did say I would let you know how you can set this up yourself for free. Now, ideally, obviously, you want someone leading, chairing this meeting, but in the short term, if you're a smaller business and you can't afford to join a mastermind, I would recommend you do this. Get 8 business owners that are a similar level to you. Doesn't have to be that they're in the same industry, although it can be helpful. And there are more than enough potential clients out there that you're not conflicting with each other. Ask them, would you like to be part of a mastermind that I'm setting up? Follow the structure of this mastermind, meet once every 4 months, go through the structure that I've just been through, have a call once a month to go through your stocks and to share your progress for that particular month. Are you on track? But masterminding really is bringing your biggest problem, sharing that with the group to break through, and also sharing your wins. And if you set up maybe a WhatsApp group in between that with your 8 businesses in there, you can all be sharing ideas, you can all be helping each other. And there are millions of businesses or potential customers. If you're B2C, there's tens of millions. If you're B2B, there are millions, 4 or 5 million businesses in the UK. So you partnering with another 7 accountants, or they could be from different geographical locations, they could be accountants, if we use the example, that have different primary industry niches. If you're a marketing agency, you can all have slightly different twists on what you do, but you've got to understand that we should work together. We shouldn't see everyone as competition and try and do everything ourselves. So if you set that up yourself, the only thing I'd say that could make you fall down in that is the lack of accountability to actually have the meetings, make sure everyone turns up, and all of these things. So set some rules from the start. People don't adhere to the rules, keep them out, get someone else in. Have one person responsible for the organisation that's good at that, or have their VA or executive assistant be responsible for setting the meetings, making sure the notes get distributed, making sure the actions get distributed, etc. So you need someone in charge of that. You can't have collective responsibility because it just doesn't work. So I am now signing off. I am driving to Aston Villa to go and watch Aston Villa play Wolves. I haven't seen my kids since Tuesday morning. It's Saturday now, so I can't wait to see them. And I'll see Karen tonight. And hopefully we get a good win in the books, because I missed my under 10s Saturday team game this morning. But trusty hands of my coach, they won 4-1. So I'm super happy about that, because that's the first win this season. So I could talk all day long about this mastermind stuff, and I do have sometimes these thoughts like, is it worth it? Because we're spending, like I said, 10k up to 10k a month. But doing it alone versus doing it in a group with access to cutting edge content, ideas, strategies, and a team like Rob and Wendy that are genuinely invested in your success, do not want to see you fail. It just makes a world of a difference. And it's very, very quick to get to the point where you're making 10k more a month because of the stuff that you've implemented through their advice or through learning through others. So I'd recommend it to everyone at any stage of business, is to have a coach, and to do it in a mastermind environment and have group coaching is even better. So hope you enjoyed the vlog, guys. That's the episode of CEO Diaries done, and I will see you in the next one. If you haven't checked out season 2 of Founder Stories, should be live now, so go and check that out. If you didn't watch season 1 of Founder Stories, which is my podcast, go and check that out. If you need any help at all with finances, tax, or strategy, just find me on Instagram or LinkedIn and send me a message. I answer all of those personally, and it's really, really nice to get feedback on this content and help answer people's questions.